Okay, I see that it's 4 o'clock, which is the time that we had agreed to reconvene our hearing from January 5th to today at 4 o'clock, January 12th, on the application of Stephen Gillings for a special permit for the, hold on one second, for the additions that he has proposed to the house at 109 Smith Road. Wait a minute. I keep saying 109 when it should be, he said it's 109 Smith Road. Good. Now, the reason for continuing that had been that there was some confusion as to whether there was a need for a special permit for a third floor in the attic because we didn't have the measurement for what the square footage was in the attic level above the floor below it. It needs to be 1/3 or less. We did have a calculation that was made for that, and it is over that. It was limited to 997 feet, and it was up in the order of 1,000 and some feet. So that would require a special permit, which had not actually been advertised, which is a little problematic. But in as much as we have people that have been listening in on the hearing last week, and have we lost the applicant?
I believe he's there. Stefan, are you there? Stefan, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm hearing. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, I know Brianna is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, we're reconvening the hearing continued from last Monday, January 5th to today, January 12th. We have some things that have been added to the file at that point. One was that the basement of the proposed home is at a height of an average height of 5.1 feet above the ground level for the adjacent area. And that is covered by the bylaw, which allows up to 6 feet. It does mean that it looks like a taller building from the back, because it does look like there's like 3.5 stories anyway. But that is not what we're here about today. What we're here about today is that the attic level is needs to be from a point at 4 feet above the floor of the attic. The square footage of that needs to be less than 2/3 or less than the square footage of the floor below it, and it is a little bit above that. So, yes.
Sorry. It's.
Go
I think
ahead.
she redesigned it to make it to be less than what the second floor is right now. Like, I think it's a little bit under than the second floor.
It's a little bit over it, actually. The calculations that was done by the building inspector found that it was a little bit over that. So, and what we also have new to the file since last week is we have letters from 3 additional letters from people that have mixed opinion on whether this application should be allowed. First, we have dated January 6th from Joanne Fisher, and whose husband is Fred Truston, and they live across the way at 102 Smith Road. They tried to get on the webinar on the 5th and were not successful. They are going to try again today since the meeting has been continued. I'll read this section into it, though. However, we want to place our objection to the project at 109 Smith Road, Milton. I spoke to the alleged owner, Stephen Gillings, in December when he had a banner outside the house advertising new construction. When I asked him about it, he said he would not want to live in Milton, and the next day the large banner was taken down. Sadly, I did not take a picture of it. I am concerned that they're really building a 2 or 3 family units. I know they have plans for only one kitchen, but once you give the okay, who knows what they might put in there. There's not enough parking for 2 or 3 units. And as we know, you cannot park in the street in Milton. Once again, I want my objection noted. So that is duly noted. We also received a letter from, excuse me, the applicant's neighbors to the left. It says, Mr. Gillings has indicated his willingness to set back the proposed second-story left side addition to 109 Smith Road so that it preserves the 10-foot distance from the property side line. With that alteration to avoid increasing the nonconformity of the project, and this is the key here, and with the board's determination that the basement and the attic are in compliance with zoning regulations, we have no objection to issuing the building permit for this property. And this is signed by, let's see, Glenn Pavlicek and Anita Penta, the neighbors to the left. And so currently, right now, the board has determined that what is proposed for the attic is not in compliance with the zoning law at this stage of the game. Let's see. The cellar is, but the attic is not. So that, even though it says that they have no objection, it's based upon a willingness. It's based upon a finding from the Board of Appeals that that attic is in compliance, which it is not. So that I guess negates that there's no objection and that there is objection because of the height of the building. At that point, it would be classified a 3-story building, which is not allowed in Milton. And the final letter is from, to whom it may concern. My name is Carmen Pimentel. She is from 30 Beacon Street Circle, which is about 7 houses away. So it's kind of a distance. I'm writing this letter to confirm my awareness of and support of the renovation work that is currently taking place at 109 Smith Road. I'm aware of the renovation activities being performed at the property and understand that the nature of this work is ongoing. At this time, I do not have any concerns or issues related to the renovations. I would also like to state that I have no issues, disputes, or conflicts with the homeowners of 109 Smith Road. Our interactions remain respectful and cooperative, and there are no problems between us regarding the ongoing renovation. This letter reflects my current understanding of the situation and is written truthfully, sincerely, Carmen Pimentel. So we thank these neighbors for letting their voices be heard, and we are in fact taking all of that into consideration today. So based upon the fact that we do have neighborhood objection to this, I have decided that this is a hearing that needs to go to a full 3-person Board of Appeals hearing. The next one that is scheduled is for February 12th. And, huh?
I said, okay.
Okay, February 12th. And what is the time on that, Bill?
7 p.m. 7 p.m. on February 12th.
February 12th at 7 p.m. So what, if there's any further things that need to be brought up at this hearing, although it probably would make sense to wait for the hearing on February 12th, that can be brought up right now, but quite frankly, it was all going to have to be restated again at the reconvening of this hearing, which we're going to close shortly. So are there any other questions that need to be answered at this point, or shall we adjourn?
Yes, I would like to answer the question about the first letter that person concerned about.
Okay.
The house is a single family home. It's not a 3-family home.
Mhm.
The plan that the architect designed the architect didn't design a house for a 3-family home. So I can't swear away from the plan because that's what the building department is going to hold me responsible for, the plan that I submit. So if I submit the plan for one kitchen, that's all I have to put, one kitchen down in that house.
It's
And
all that you can put in, and you can't put in more than that.
yes, that's all I want to put in is one
Yeah.
kitchen. The house is a single family home. So that's what I buy it as, a single family home, and it's going to maintain and it's going to stay as a single family home.
Okay, I would suggest that you bring that up at the next reconvention of this hearing. But know that is a concern of a very close by neighbor. So it is something that does have to be looked at. Okay.
Okay.
So is there anyone else that wishes to be heard, or
Glenn Pavlicek would like to speak.
okay, Mr. Pavlicek?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please repeat the numbers with respect to the square footage of the attic that you were talking about? You said 987 and something over 1,000. Could you just
997 is what the maximum would be. I don't have the it's the total floor, the total of the square footage at a height of 4 feet off the ground was roughly 1,400 square feet. So it's something more than 2/3. So it does require a special permit for that.
Hold on, one question. The drawing said, and the drawing which the architect just redesigned it's 700 and I think it's 721 square feet up.
Those, we do not have those drawings.
Yeah, I submitted to you guys. I definitely submit that last week after we speak.
Did you submit to your permit, or did you give them to the Zoning Board of Appeals, Stefan? You need to submit them to me for Zoning Board of Appeals use.
Yeah, that's what I did. I submit them to my portal. It's 700 square feet, right. 721 square feet.
Right, but that did not make it into your ZBA hearing file because they weren't submitted to me. You needed to submit them to me.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's under 1,000 square feet. The attic space is 721 square feet. That's what the new design is.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a new design. Do you recall where you submitted these?
My portal.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I submitted to the portal.
To the.
He put them in permitized, so they went to the building department, not to the Zoning Board of Appeals. So that's the problem. I can pull them, but I was unaware that they were there, Stefan. Anything you want to submit as evidence for the hearing should be submitted through the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay, I did not understand that. I did not understand it, but it's because I go back to even on this first set of design that I'll submit for the attic, it was like 1,000 square feet. That was the usable space, and that's gonna use as we're gonna have the air handler up there for the second unit. And then we're just gonna have like an extra bonus room. It's nothing special up there. It's just for the air handler.
I didn't hear second unit, did I?
No. It's not like a Jesus Christ, man.
I'm not hearing anything. Did I hear that?
No, not.
You're breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone. No, the attic space. Jeez, nice God.
Okay, we're having some trouble. You're breaking up. Your audio has broken up. I think rather than trying to figure this out right now, because we don't have these additional drawings and figures in front of us, that that can be cleared up before February 12th, and then the panelists on that three-person panel that will be hearing the reconvenience of this application will have that information in front of them at that point, and they will be able to there could be new calculations made on that, and we'll have to point that out to the building inspector, that new calculations will have to be made on that than what we currently have. It's kind of getting to be a confusing application here, but I think that once your new plans have been submitted to the Board of Appeals, as opposed to just the building department, that will be able to help out the problem that we're having right now, and that can be addressed on February 12th at 7 p.m.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
Oh, so on the original drawing that I submitted to the building department, it's the square footage of the space in the attic. It was 1,000 feet. That was the square footage of the attic. That's the original drawing before we went to the meeting. So if the attic space could be, you just said to me that it could be like 1,400 square feet. That's 2/3 of the second floor.
Yes.
So that 1,000 feet is under the 1,400 square feet.
Okay, and I do get that, but in as much as we don't have that information today, we don't have that we can refer to in this hearing. So this, and it does need to be, because it is something that requires a special permit, and because there is it's not de minimis. It's something that is rather hotly looked at in the neighborhood, so that we want to make sure that everybody is fairly treated. And we can't do that right now without those plans in front of us. It really does make a difference that we can look at those things and make calculations and so forth. And then that with the three-person board, there could be a difference of opinion, and having the conversation between three people hearing it as opposed to one person hearing it sometimes gets a better decision. So that's why I'm referring this to a three-person board, is that this is getting a little confusing, and because there are people in the neighborhood that are not happy with it, we have to give this a little bit more thought than if everybody was completely happy with it, and it would be able to be disposed of by a one-person board. So that's it's not that you've done anything wrong. It's just that the plan has changed, and so we have to look at that again and make the calculations based upon the new plans, and whether or not that's within the code that we have, the zoning code that we have, or not, will be helpful or not so helpful with with the three-person board. But they will have three people that can debate about it and come up with a good solution for you. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to close the meeting and or table the.
Joanne Fisher has raised her hand as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes.
Go ahead, Joanne.
Fisher?
Please unmute yourself, Joanne.
I'm sorry.
Joanne.
There I am. Okay. He did say a second unit.
Yes.
So I'm really concerned that if you approve this, he's going to put in a second unit. The house is already 4 bedrooms, so I'm not sure why he needs to make it bigger. That's my only question.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, go right ahead. Tell me why you think it needs to be bigger.
At this point, the house is 3-bedroom right now. 3-bedroom, 1 bath. So the additional space that I'm requiring it's not like I'm doing, it's gonna still be 3-bedroom on the second floor, which is that on the second floor right now. The existing second floor right now is 3 bedrooms. So I want to have a master bedroom with a nice master bathroom. That's why I'm doing the addition, because the addition, that's gonna be all master bedroom. That addition is gonna be 1 bedroom with a nice master bath. And the first floor, it's going to be an open concept with a nice kitchen. That's why I'm doing the addition, because the addition of the first floor, that's going to be all kitchen. Kitchen and like a formal sitting area with a TV. It's going to be wide open concept. As you can look at the set of drawing, it's not a two family, it's not a second unit. I'm sorry if I say second unit. I was just going through a lot of stuff. So I'm sorry if I said a second unit. It's going to be a single family home with multiple bedrooms. And what I'm trying to get is each bedroom have their own bathroom. That's my kids. I'm sorry if when I purchased the home, yes, my realtor come and throw up a sign. And I said, no, you can't do that. That's not what my goal is. My goal is for me to live into that house. So I take on the sign.
But you said you're not going to live there. You told
I
me.
said I'm going to live. No, I didn't tell you that. My son tell you that. My son tell you that.
All right.
I wasn't there when you talk, when you have that
you're right.
conversation.
You're
Yes,
right. You're absolutely right.
Yes, my son tell you that. So they don't make the decision for me. So it's going to be a single family home with, and I have a full garage in the basement. It's going to be a garage in the basement. We're not going to park on the street. So we're going to have a garage on the basement, and we're going to have plenty of parking in that driveway where we can keep all the cars off the street. I'm sorry if there's any confusion, but I'm not trying to make any confusion. I'm just trying to apply or just go with what the town is required. And I'm just trying to make a nice home for me. That's if I'm gonna live in it for a while. I want it to look modern because I'm a builder. And I build plenty of home where now a lot of people is doing open concept. That's what everyone is doing right now. Like a nice kitchen with an open concept. So if you look at the set of drawing, you could see on the first floor, it's just wide open up. I said we're gonna remove all the walls and it's gonna be nice wide open. Just once you open the door, you could look into the backyard. Pretty much that's what I'm trying to capture. So it's not gonna be multiple units. I'm sorry if it's confusion. It's gonna be I purchased it as a single family and it's gonna stay as a single family.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not going to live there that long, though, are you?
Yes, I'm not going to say I'm not going to live there that long. Yes, I'm going to live there.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone else that wanted to be heard on this, Bill?
No more hands that I see.
Okay. Well, I'm going to adjourn the meeting until February, when it will reconvene February 12th at 7:00 in the evening. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
I have a question. Will the meeting still be on Zoom, or at 7 will we go to the town hall?
It will be Zoom.
It'll be Zoom. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
The meeting is adjourned.
Okay, bye-bye.
I don't believe him.